The Jizos and the Hat Maker. Once upon a time, deep in the snowy mountains, there lived a man and his wife. They were as poor as can be, but they were simple, gentle folk and loved each other very much. One year, the snow fell earlier than usual, and times were especially hard for the poor couple. On New Year's Eve, they didn't have any money for rice cakes, so the man decided to go to town to sell hats. He put on his warmest clothes and began to climb until he came up to the top of Jizo Peak. "Good day, sirs," the man said to the statues. "Well, sirs, I'm going to town to sell these hats. On my way back, I'll leave some rice cakes for you. So wish me luck, please. See you later." It was already evening when he arrived at the town. He tried to sell his hats, shouting all day, "Bamboo hats! Bamboo hats! Anyone need bamboo hats?" But it was, after all, New Year's Eve. The people passing by were much too busy to even look at bamboo hats, so he couldn't sell any. Finally, he left with no money and no rice cakes. On his way home, it started to snow. The man saw 6 Jizos. "I'm sorry," the man said to the statues. "I couldn't buy any rice cakes. Forgive me for not leaving you an offering." But wait a minute. He wiped the snow off their heads and put his hats on them. "One for you, and one for you, and uh-oh, I'm one short." He only had 5 hats. So he took his own hat off and gave it to the last Jizo. "See, now your head won't get too cold." By the time the man reached home, it had stopped snowing, but the man got home covered with snow. He told his wife all about what had happened that day. When she heard that he'd given his bamboo hats to 6 Jizos, she smiled and said, "That was a nice thing to do." "Do you really think so?" The man blushed. "Yes, you did a good thing. We are poor, but we have a house, and they don't. Besides, we can have a sweet New Year's dream." That night, they awoke to singing. "What was that?" asked the man, awakened by the sound. "Did you hear something outside?" "Go see what it is, dear." The woman followed her husband as he crept to the door and opened it a crack. They peered cautiously outside. What an amazing sight! The man and his wife caught sight of the great pile of presents. There were fish, sake, rice cakes, and more. The Jizos returned the kindness the man showed them. The poor couple had a very, very joyous New Year's after all. And, in fact, they lived happily ever after.